Good evening, everybody. This is Jeff Brown for another Greanville Post dispatch from Beijing. This one is entitled, Baba Beijing is the King of Kool. It is cross-linked on 44 Days Radio Sinoland as well as SoundCloud. Please note that Baba Beijing is my Rai name for China's Communist Party leadership. The BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, their economic and political group, and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the SCO, which is China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan, are having one of the biggest international summits of the decade. Yet behind the Great Western Firewall, the directive is out to its servile mainstream media. Pretend the SCO BRICS Summit isn't happening. Perusing the front page of the New York Times? Nada. The Washington Post? SCO? Doesn't that rhyme with ho? The Guardian UK and the Financial Times? What BRICS? Le Figaro and Le Monde in France? Rien du tout. These 6 newspapers, supposedly called newspapers, the cream of the Western mainstream media crop, are intentionally and concertedly pretending that the consecutive BRICS and SCO summits in Ufa, Russia are not happening. Mind you, every one of these, quote, news, end of quote, outlets has CIA minders on their staff who help keep the editorial board on a very short PSYOPs leash. It is known as the Washington, London, Paris consensus, and it is controlled and manipulated with the iron fist of censorship and propaganda. So much for the West's so-called free press. Baba Beijing, China's Communist Party leadership, is taking no chances that its citizens are not well informed about this big powwow in Ufa, Russia, as well as their country's important role in BRICS and SCO. For the whole world, these two groups may be humanity's best hope if it is to save itself from the blood-sucking Western colonial worldwide Wehrmacht. To commemorate this massive double summit, the Communist Party of China, also known as the CPC, has released a video cartoon to share with the world's hundreds of millions of Chinese speakers. It is being watched on China's mammoth internet portals such as Baidu, Sogo, Youku, QQ, Sina, Hao123, Sina Weibo, Sohu, 360.cn, 163.com, IQE, all across Asia and around the world in its original Chinese version. The CPC does not only want to educate its people about important news events at home and around the world, it also wants to inform all of the brainwashed masses behind the Great Western Firewall. China's state-owned Xinhua news agency is one of the world's largest media distribution organizations, and it has an English channel on YouTube called New China TV. In fact, Xinhua means New China in Chinese. This YouTube channel was just started in 2012, the time when Xi Jinping became General Secretary of the Communist Party of China. This is not a coincidence, as China's president is one of the most deft and media-savvy world leaders today. Only 3 years old, New China TV already has almost 55,000 subscribers and nearly 12 million views. Thus, New China TV has taken this widely watched Chinese cartoon video and added English subtitles for the brainwashed masses out west. And presented in the article is the YouTube address. A few observations are discussed below as you watch, with the runtime noted for reference, remembering that the target audience is China's citizens. At 4 seconds, the cartoon starts with an uber mondo, all-inclusive title page called press release for global netizens, making China's people feel a part of a greater whole. Thus, this sketch is a, quote, Chinese People's Press Conference, end of quote, in order to ask questions about Skobrix. At 7 seconds, Miss Skobrix is a trendy and chic looking, she is trendy and chic looking like an oriental supermodel. This pulls in all the female watchers. At 18 seconds, the president of the world's largest citizenry and purchasing power parity economy, PPP, Xi Jinping, is being portrayed as a bobblehead? Wow, that takes self-confidence and a dose of humility. At 23 seconds, the CPC then makes the cartoon very relatable by giving, quote, Chinese citizens, end of quote, a chance to ask questions that they may have on their minds. 26 seconds. This citizen's name is not translated correctly as fearless. He should be called gullible idiot. If he looks like Mr. Bean to you, that's because it's true. Rowan Atkinson's character has universal emotional appeal, and that is true in China as well. The CPC also shows its groovy side by doing what is very popular among Chinese youth, using nonsensical Chinese characters in place of the correct ones, yet they still have the correct pronunciation. It is sort of a Chinese version of Pig Latin. At 34 seconds, the Chinese are just as crazy about football/soccer as much of the rest of the world. Baba Beijing is showing great relatability with the people while hooking the male spectators. 38 seconds, great visual graphic of what BRICS symbolizes in practical terms for the Chinese people, spelled out in icons and flags. The yellow and white Skobrix, this is at 40 seconds. The yellow and white Skobrix banner in Chinese says, untapped, infinite potential. Notice the figures looking on are all little kids, which symbolizes their generation gazing into the future. What they say in their text bubbles is also the kind of slang that today's children use, like, awesome dude, giddy up, and the last boy's bubble even has its English equivalent to show that China's new generation is also very cosmopolitan. At 45 seconds, hearsay would be better translated as nosy or busybody. Notice his cigarette. At 46 seconds, Baba Beijing just passed a law with real teeth in it banning smoking in all public places. This new regulation has serious fines for the addicted and the establishment that lets it happen. There is even a toll-free number to call to lodge complaints. So at 48 seconds, as a way to reinforce this new law, Miss Skobrix yanks the cigarette out of Hearsay's hand and then holds up a signboard that says, in public places, smoking is forbidden. This is an ingenious way to plug for the new law and the hope for improved social behavior that the CPC is aiming for. At 1 minute and 2 seconds, amusement parks and traveling circuses are everywhere in China, and bumper cars are a popular attraction. Having these Skobrix leaders playing bumper cars together shows common man street cred. 1 minute and 8 seconds. Portraying the character Love the Rich as an international football/soccer star is a great way to take a subtle dig at people's infatuation with fame and fortune, the Chinese included. Xi Jinping's Chinese dream is all about achieving a, quote, moderately prosperous socialist society, end of quote, while digging deep into Taoist, Confucian, Buddhist tenets of less is more. Notice that it is this crass, materialistic character who disses the BRICS SCO summit because the Western industrialized powers are not attending. This seemingly cutesy informational cartoon is so complex on many levels. At 1 minute and 15 seconds, Ms. Skobrix lays it out for China's masses. You belong to 1/3 of the world's land area, a $16 trillion economy, which is 1/5 of humanity's total GDP, and half of Mother Earth's people, 3 billion souls. Would you be proud to be part of this? I know I would be. At 1 minute 18 seconds, very interesting, all the white male heads in the big Western bag of loot are Bill Gates. Not sure what to make of this, except that China is furious, absolutely livid at Microsoft for stopping technical support for Windows XP, which still runs on over 2/3 of China's PCs. Baba Beijing is so upset they are rolling out their own Chinese operating system to replace XP. 1 minute and 26 seconds, really funny, Love the Rich, who subtly represents the West and its infatuation with materialism, is now on his knees praying to Ms. Skobrix, saying meekly, "You take the lead." Again, behind its kiddie veneer, this cartoon has a deftly powerful message. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, Fearless Big Brother, which might be better translated as King of the Hill, represents the hegemony of NATO, IMF, World Bank colonialism. Ms. Skobrix denies that her two groups are trying to take down the West's Bretton Woods dictatorship. To admit as much would be tactically foolish and undiplomatic, so we can all demur. 1 minute and 37 seconds, the bicycle with Putin and Xi in front, the rest of BRICS's and then SCO's leaders following, is sending a message. Remember, this is a Chinese film for the Chinese. By putting Putin in front, this is acknowledging Russia and the respect and importance which China holds for its colossal neighbor to the north. I'm a little surprised they put Brazil's Rousseff in front of India's Modi. Not sure what's going on here. Maybe ladies first? 1 minute and 43 seconds. Speaking for all of them, then she stands up and says, quote, "Our goal is to attain shared development and prosperity," end of quote. She then goes on to say, quote, "We are not like some," also known as the United States, someone who thinks the whole planet is in his backyard and he is the parent of the family and often flexes his muscles in front of the other's doorsteps, end of quote. All of this is being said while the United States, looking like a ridiculous Elvis Presley Superman, is flying around the world. Just brilliant. Elvis America then lands in front of the Skobrix bicycle caravan to stop them. Then his ridiculous spandex Superman uniform starts to come apart at the seams, upon which our hostess, who represents Skobrix, picks up Elvis and moves him out of the way, blinds him with what looks like are two white doves, meaning peace, which she is putting over his eyes, while the Skobrix caravan continues to move forward. First of all, this is a huge fist in the face to Western Empire. Secondly, there is the subtle message that regardless of Uncle Sam and its weapons, NATO, IMF, and the World Bank, Skobrix is going to keep on trucking towards the future. 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Showing someone using their smartphone to follow Skobrix confirms that the Chinese are some of the most plugged-in, social media savvy people on Earth. With its sheer numbers, China has over 1 billion mobile phone users and the world's largest 3G and 4G networks. Lots of subtle messages here. Under the rubric with Xi Jinping's photo, where it shows the BRICS leaders all giving each other a Team 5, up pops in Chinese, quote, "That's us," end of quote, meaning we are all together. As the person slides through the photos, they are under the rubric Friends Scroll. While this is going on, up pops the Chinglish, "We are family," and someone says, "We are family," Thus, us, family, friends, SCO, bricks, you get the picture. 2 minutes, 8 seconds. Every detail is nuanced. The three flags shown are from Belarus, Turkey, and Sri Lanka. They are all what are called dialogue partners in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The text messages next to their flags say something to the effect of, "Come on and join the family." 2 minutes, 9 seconds. India's Modi has been less than prominent up to now, so here is his moment to shine with a selfie stick team picture. In this photo op, they mix up all the SCO BRICS leaders as a gesture of equality and unity between the two groups. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Signing deals left and right for infrastructure and development. Yeah, man, way fun. 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Running boy is a poor word choice since the guy represents South Africa. In Chinese, it actually says running man. The translator was probably trying to be hip with the youngsters, not realizing the racial connotation of boy in the West. This whole segment is a powerful reminder to the Chinese that their and Russia's presidents are meeting frequently. Quote, "Relations between these two countries are really close these days," end of quote, I'll say. 2 minutes, 28 seconds. Before someone cries out racist when the South African runner transforms into doing a native African dance, remember that these tribal routines are frequently and pridefully displayed to visiting leaders and dignitaries, as their dazzling color choreographs are a cultural sight to behold. 2:31. Here you have it. Thumbs up for Xi and Putin's great friendship and cooperation as they shake hands on the dais of their press conference. The West, portrayed by a dour, gray, angry emoticon, anemically throws a brick at them, which falls short of its intended target. What else is new? 2 minutes, 35 seconds. The West gray emoticon, crying with fear, is all alone while facing the world's dreaded other, the dark-skinned, 85% moral majority, who are not going to allow any bricks to be thrown at them. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. Time to die, Western Empire. This is to paraphrase Rutger Hauer's replicant in the climactic final scene of the sci-fi movie classic Blade Runner. 2 minutes, 38 seconds. Quote, "Wake up, Cold War mentality is long out," end of quote. This while Miss Scobrix takes a huge mallet to smash in rapid succession zero-sum game, block politics, and unipolar world. Absolutely no subtlety here for the Chinese masses to know who their gravest enemy is, the United States of America and NATO. 2 minutes, 51 seconds. Again, with Putin in front of Xi, this is the CP's way of giving chops to how important Russia is to China. The happy, waving Putin is a real hoot to complement Xi's earlier bobblehead. 2 minutes, 58 seconds. The final scene shows President Xi flying to Ufa, Russia for the SCO-BRICS summit to represent his citizens' best interests. 3 minutes, 2 seconds. The closing logo says Revival Road Studio. This name is pregnant with Chinese meaning. In 2012, when Xi Jinping became the Communist Party of China's General Secretary, one of his first public activities was to go to the world-class National History Museum on Tiananmen Square in Beijing. But he didn't go to look at priceless ancient Chinese artifacts and artwork. Instead, he visited the museum's Revival Road exhibition. This is a thoughtful, thoroughly researched, and well-displayed timeline. It starts with China's nadir, the Western-imposed 1940s Opium Wars, and intentional enslavement of China's people to drugs. This helped allow foreign, meaning Western and Japanese, colonialists to rape and plunder the country during China's century of humiliation until communist liberation in 1949. The exhibit currently covers China's history through the previous administration of President Hu Jintao. So, upon leaving this extensive exhibit, soon-to-be President Xi Jinping officially announced that China's revival road was going to continue during his tenure, and it was going to be called the Chinese Dream. The rest is current events and the future of the 21st century. So in closing, whoever said cartoons were simple, childish affairs? Thank you and good night.